Hey, how you doing? My name is Joseph Charles Colin, the new face of art. Canvas Gold Bars Canvas Gold Bar number 62. The ounce of gold today is $1,722.03. The price of this painting right now. And tomorrow I add another $1,722.03. I raised the price of the art forever. Long after I'm gone, as long as this art is out there in the world, it goes on forever. By $1,722.03 a day. George Floyd. Black Lives Matter. I'm Native. As you can see, the Warpaint, all the colors of basically of all the races is represented kind of on my face. It's a well-known Native thing. Now, in the Black Lives Matter thing, obviously we're George Floyd, and I noticed in a lot of the marches and stuff, there's a lot of people of all nationalities, so that's what this means. And the black on here kind of into the white, black in here kind of into the red, my race kind of thing. The black in here to the yellow, and then so on here. I just did this so it kind of matches up instead of not having nothing there. So it's just to show that we're all family kind of thing in this world, and we're all stuck together here in this world, and it's simple. We should just get along. It's a human race. It's a human family. Now, I didn't do this painting for the Black Lives Matter kind of thing to capitalize on it, because I decided to do it way after the riots all happened and all the, I didn't want to be part of that. I didn't want my art to be part of that. But it's been literally a month later, and I think it's time to do this painting before we get too far. So, and I don't want my art to be in a political or a race thing or anything like that. I'm just trying to do canvas gold bars. But it's something that cannot be ignored. Even for me, cannot be ignored. So let's just get the painting done. This could be a very famous painting. We don't know yet. We don't know yet, but believe it or not, it's perfect. So, since I went too far down in the red, the white is kind of there, but on this particular painting, that represents the Caucasian race kind of thing, the black race, African American kind of thing, the colors of from Hispanics, Latinos to my race, the natives, and then that's the kind of Asian kind of race kind of thing. Obviously you can't put every bloody color on here, but that's what this is. And now the triangle. I thought long and hard about doing this. So this will be named B. How am I going to do this? BLM, Black Lives Matter, but I don't want it to be like a political or kind of, I don't want it to be a total race thing. But you know what? And then people say, oh, well, it should be all lives matter when I've talked to a couple people, but I say, listen, this whole thing is about Black lives, like George Floyd. So BLM GF. That's what the title will be, this. Or GFBLM. That's more like it. So nice. It's a nice one, guys. $1,722.03. This is for sale, right? Is this for sale? I don't think this should be for sale. This needs to go. This can't be for sale. This needs to be somewhere. You know what? This is not for sale. But what this is in the future, it's going to be some place, I don't know where it ends up in the world. We'll look at it. It's beautiful. Look at the fingerprint. Now, the way I see the fingerprint is basically, it just shows a little, you see the little white in the middle of the triangle kind of thing there in the gold part. That's the fingerprint. Every single painting, the triangle is different. Each one, I show a close-up of that. It's just like a fingerprint for this painting. Your gold streak is right there. That's the ounce every day, and right there. George Floyd. Black Lives Matter. It's a really nice one, actually. I fought with myself to do this because I didn't ever want my art to be part of anything in the world that's, because there's a lot of stuff with the looting and the violence, and people have been killed over this, and I didn't want my art and to reflect any type in history. I want it to be kind of a positive thing, and technically this is a positive thing, but as a native, and I respect all the races in the world, I'm not a racist person. I'm native. How can I be? That's about it. This represents this period in time, but I didn't do it in the height of all the protests and stuff since the day it happened with George Floyd, the day he passed away. The thing is, my people, natives in Canada, a lot of us have been harassed, a lot of us by the police. I have been myself. I remember being in a bar one time, and I don't even drink. I was just there to drive some elders and stuff. I remember an officer coming up to me and says, "Oh, you look like somebody we're looking for." And I said to him, "Yeah, on your situation board, there's a 6'2", 280-pound person that looks exactly like me you're looking for." And I said, "What are you, some kind of rookie?" And he kind of took offense to that. And he asked me for ID and stuff, and I said, I have ID, but not for you. I didn't do nothing wrong. I was sitting in a public bar. And I said, if you want litigation, if you want punitive damages, then I get a lawyer, because right now you're dealing with an advocate for treaty rights and privileges. What I would like to do in the future. Not right now, but I do advocate for my people's rights and privileges. take care of my own kind of people. And this officer says, "Oh, you look really hyped up on something. Oh, you look really aggressive." And I said, "I'm in the same job for 20 years. I'm 52 years old. At the time, I was 49? I was 49. So I'm 49 years old, and I'm in the same job for like 20 years. Don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs. I'm in this bar because I'm driving elders home. And I said, if you want to end up on the evening news over something dumb like this, then that's up to you." And at the time, I had my YouTube channels, and I said, plus I have enough people on my YouTube that I'll start filming right now. I'll have the other people in the bar that knew me to back me up in court if that ever came down to it. Officer just said, "Well, keep your nose clean," and he just got out of the situation because I was getting upset. And that's not the only time. And, I got stopped in an alley once just because the cop said to me, he says, "Listen, you look a little young for this car." And he says, and I said, "Well, how can I look young for this car?" And he goes, "Oh, well, I read your license plate and it said you're like a 50, I think it was like a couple of years ago, about 50 years old. I'm 52. And he says, "Oh, but I see by the gray hair," as you could see in the picture, "see with the gray hair, you must be, yeah, you're probably that age." And I said, "Well, it's not right. You just stop me. That's not right." And he goes, "Well, what happens if your car was stolen and there was some young kid in here and we didn't stop and let your car go?" And I said, "Because you read the license plate." Anyways. And another instance is we're driving out to paintball, and me and some buddies were in a car, and I want to go to paintball. I'm all dressed up in my gear, jump out, go sign in, straight into battle. Cop whoops right around on the highway, pulls my buddy over because one of the vehicle he was in was on some other thing where they said, this vehicle matched some other description, but he didn't see me yet, and my friend is white. And then the cop bends down, looks over, and he goes, "And I want to see your ID right now." And I said, "What?" And I said, "Yeah, but," I said, "your whole voice kind of changed." And he took my buddy out of the car and he says, "Everything okay? This guy's in full like military gear and everything. We're going to play paintball." And that's nothing. I'm talking about all the times in the mall, people follow me, all the times in Walmart and different stores I get followed. How many times I go in with friends in different stores and they help my friends and don't help me. But that's just the way it is. And it still happens. But you know what? That's enough of that. And that's only some of the stories. But there's a couple times where a cop has stopped me. And he says, "Oh, you're speeding," and I happen to be driving a company truck. And he says, "Oh, you're speeding." Then he looks in the vehicle and he goes, "You're following the American or miles per hours, ain't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I am." And I said, "It's actually my mistake. I am speeding, but I think I was following the American." He let me go. And another time a cop stopped me. And he says I swerved a little bit. And then he realized that... then I said, "Oh, well, because there was a bunch of potholes and everything." And I said, "My car's an old car at the time." And then we start talking about my art because I have stickers on my car for the art and everything. He let me go. So, I don't know. I can't be biased against, because there is a couple stories where I was let go. Time is our friend. Time is our ally. This is the only time-priced timer art in the world. This painting goes up by time. Price is raised every day at noon forever and ever and ever. It's that simple. Now, thank you for the people who contact me from New York and Los Angeles and stuff. A lot of people just don't believe in my art. A lot of people think that what I'm trying to do with the pricing, they think that what I'm doing here is unique with my face and everything to canvas, but the pricing, they're just a lot of people, you know. One person in New York City said, listen, this sounds too good to be true, and people have said in the past that if anything sounds too good to be true, then it's probably too good to be true. And I said, well, how and is my thing too good to be true? And she says, well, that's what other people just kind of dismissed my phone call, I guess, in New York, saying, well, what he's trying to do is just get rich quick scheme. It's like too good to be true that this is priced art. But she said to me, I had to get a hold of you and talk to you because it's simple that you're unique. She's never seen anything like this in the history of her and the art world kind of thing. And she says, and the too good to be true shouldn't apply to me after we talked for a while, because here's this video you're watching. In the video, and a lot of the videos have a timer in the bottom, and there it is, right in front of your face. That's the price. Some say 1,400,000, but no matter what, that's the price. And she says there's a dilemma with my art in the pricing, which she's never heard of this type of pricing before. And I said, well, I just came up with it. And she said, it will matter after I'm gone. It might not matter now. I might live my whole life with not selling these for millions of dollars. She says, but after you're gone, when the video's still up and the pricing's still there, and as time goes on, the price goes up and up and up and up, it will matter, she thinks, because I'm an artist that can't defend the pricing, because the video itself defends the pricing. Me saying I'm an artist, I want my art to be tied to time, and I hope the world of art collectors, everybody in the world, I hope they, how much time are we here now? 18 minutes, 18 seconds. And I hope the world will have to go by that rule if it is sold at that kind of pricing in the future. And she thinks that the bottom line is, she says the chances are I'll never sell one painting for over the gold ounce price for the rest of my life, is basically what she's saying. She says the art world is too involved in itself. The galleries are all involved in themselves. Collectors are all involved in themselves, kind of thing, and it's their own little ecosystem, and they don't want anybody to upset it, nobody to come in, and then, but I still exist. My art exists, and I told her there's nothing anybody could do to change that. And he says, and I said to her, and I said, listen, you can't tell me that there's one collector out there that will not buy my art. And the millions of dollars when it gets there 5 years from now, 2.5 million, just because that is what the price is at the time. 5 years after that, then it's 5 million, and so on forever. Now I talked to another person in Los Angeles that at first said, I just want to get this straight. So you take your face, like in the video, you transfer it to canvas, you paint, you don't use nothing else because that's the painting is complete and it's there. What do you do with the paintings? And I say they're all stacked in a corner of my room. 50% of the dollar minute paintings are out there in the world already because I made sure people out there that I care about, people that deserve the paintings, people out there that by circumstance got paintings, because if something ever happened to me, I didn't want a whole 100 paintings just sitting here, and then, you know, my friends probably wouldn't know what to do with it, family wouldn't know what to do with it, and then who knows, could end up in the landfill or something, because they just don't understand how important this is to me, that my art survives in the world out there. That's why I want the pricing where it is, because then it guarantees my spot in the art world. Every piece of art in the world, in every gallery, every collector's, everywhere else in the world except for my art, that's here and there, very limited here and there. All that art's over there. All my art, timer priced art, around 300 pieces. There's only 100 canvas gold bars coming out with, this is 62, so that means there's what is that, 38 paintings going to be out there to go. God, I'm tired. It's after midnight. Dollar minute paintings, there's 100, which is dollar minute painting. This is a dollar minute painting. They're all 10 by 10s. There's very few, I think 3 of them, like the Mayweather is 12 by 12. And the very first one, second one, the first one's like 3 by 4, and the second one's like 6 by 7 or something like that. And they're all 10 by 10s. About 80 some are 10 by 10s. This is a 10 by 10. And this one's number 80, upload 136, and this is for the critic Jerry Saltz. He doesn't, I don't think he knows about that he owns this, because I just put his name on there. I tried to get a hold of him, but he just ignores me. He thinks maybe we're a crackpot or something, I don't know. But that's Jerry Saltz. If you're watching from New York or Los Angeles, you're watching my paintings, since you know, that's actually Jerry Saltz. This is for Jerry Saltz. His name's in the title as owner of this painting. And that painting's around $1 million, I think now. It's number 80. No, I don't think it's at $1 million yet. Or number 80, upload 136. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. I'm not gonna look. You can look yourself. You know how to do it. And then the small ones. Let's see, let's pick one that I haven't showed in a long time. And there's going to be 100 of these. This is 38. I think I have 50 of these, and the last 50 will be done after all the canvas gold bars, and those ones will be given out to people in the shows that come to the shows. This one, that one's on like a shiny paper. This is rice paper. Number 44. It's rice paper. Very fragile. Look really good frame someday. So I'm unique. Don't use paintbrushes. Have a medium that's canvas on canvas that's been theatrical face paint, and nobody's ever even thought of putting that on. You I've contacted the Benai factory. They've never even heard of anybody putting it on canvas before. Asked them to get some reps to call me back and stuff like that, but they never did. Probably thought I'm a nutball. So the dream is to be famous in the art world. When all the canvas paintings are done, and I have all 300 pieces ready to go, then I got the rest of my life to sell them at the dollar a minute price and not ever cheaper. So it only gets better as time goes on. If it's 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years down in the future, I'm 60 years old selling my paintings, then at 60, that's just say 62. That's 10 years from now. Then every single one is around $5 million within the 2 years they've been done. But the dollar mint ones in 2 years of the canvas gold bars, and since the canvas gold bars go up at the ounce price every day, those will surpass some of the dollar minute ones because it's 1,700. And gold in history hasn't been this high. So I happen to be doing these canvas gold bar paintings for the last year and some. Just a second. Had to itch. Last year, the gold has not been that high. The gold was like 1,100 or something like that when I started. In the history of gold, from the 1800s, 1780, around there, gold was only $20 an ounce, $19 an ounce, and then as time goes on, just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And chances are gold itself was going to go higher and higher in the future. But the paintings, since the gold ounce price every single day forever, will just keep on rising forever, and in time will be the most famous and most expensive paintings ever on this planet when people start buying them in 100 years from now, which is $50 million, long after I'm gone. So it's pretty simple, people. Only time will tell. George Floyd, rest in peace. It's a piece of art tied to your name forever. As a native, it had to be done. Had to be done. But I didn't want to do it after he passed, at the time he passed, because I didn't want to look like I was capitalizing off of it or anything. And like I said, this will be donated somewhere in the world. If I ever get famous, I'll make sure this is donated. This will be hanging in wherever it will hang in the future. So it'll never be for sale. It's too important. To me as an artist, maybe not to you. Maybe not to that community yet. Once again, thank you for the calls from New York and Los Angeles. Out of 100 people I've contacted, literally 6 people got a hold of me. But I know one person is up there. And for them to just hand over $1 million or something like that for one of my paintings, and my paintings don't look extraordinarily beautiful or anything like that. They look so simple compared to and I remember going to a gallery with my painting in my town here to talk to the owner about the art world and stuff like that, and just judging by the art in that place, it was so beautiful. And my stuff just looked like almost like a joke. But I'll never forget the person in the gallery when they said they were in the gallery for 20 years and never seen anything like it. And when I don't use brushes, and he asked me what kind of paint was on there, would I use acrylic? And I go, I don't use any paint from an art store or anything like that. And made sure I used a medium that was not bought in an art store. And he just kind of looked at me and he goes, what is that? And I said, theatrical face paint. They use in like theaters, Broadway kind of thing. Face paint. Professional grade. Like not where you go in a dollar store and you buy face paint so the kids paint up their face. No, this is professional. This is like, each thing's like $30 to $50 a shot. It's not cheap. Now what does that make me? Unique in the art world. Any way you look at it, it's unique. It's very unique as I look at it now. Let's look at George one more time. Beautiful. Oh, I almost forgot. Sign it. I almost shut the video off. I was gonna literally shut it off there. Number 62. GFBLM. Canvas Gold Bar. Not for sale. Be a gift someplace in the world that maybe it's a African American kind of like a gallery somewhere, or maybe a museum or something like that. It will accept it in the future sometime, but obviously have to be famous for them to take it seriously. That's what the back looks like. So everybody tries to copy this one with every detail. GF, George, Floyd, Black Lives Matter. Number 62, Canvas Gold Bar. Goes up forever. So that's basically it, guys. It's 33 minutes. 33 minutes and 33 seconds. We're done. Time's our friend. Time's our ally. Forever. We're with time. Thanks for watching. Charles Colin, the new face of art.